everyone, I'm Jen, and today my special guest is Dr. Marina De León, who is a frequent returning guest on my channel.
Love it here.
I love having you here, and you were also a guest on that vegan morning show with me and Kimberly. That was so much fun. And I'm going to link all of the things that you've done with me and with that vegan morning show on the bottom of this video. So anyone who hasn't seen those amazing interviews, you should go do that after.
Yeah,
So
it's
today, my special guest is Dr. Marina De León, who is a nutritionist specializing in microbiome health. She earned a nutrition consulting certification from Bowman College in Berkeley, California, and a PhD in microbiology from the University of California, Davis. Welcome back.
been like I seriously love your shows and I love chatting with you. It's always so much fun. So this is
Oh, thank you. I always love having you here, and I feel like nutrition is such a vast topic. You can come back as many times as you want to talk about something with nutrition.
we will never find a conclusion or like we will never finish with like the education of nutrition. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I love cooking with you because we've done it before. We made butternut squash recipes. You
Okay.
did a butternut squash soup, which I still haven't made yet, but with winter coming up, I feel like I should make that recipe because it looks so good. And I made a butternut squash poke, which was also really, really delicious. And whenever I do these cooking with the confident vegan, what was that?
Which I did make, by the way. I
Oh,
don't
you
think
did? Oh, good, good. Glad you liked it. It was very flavorful, right?
it's so flavorful. Yes. I
Oh,
love a bowl. I love any new type of bowl. I will always eat a bowl.
I love bowls too, and I feel like they're so good for utilizing leftovers, right? Like you have a little blob of this and a little dollop of that, and you can just kind of repurpose it into a fancy looking bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
So today, so you brought up, you made a great suggestion of cooking with blackstrap molasses. And especially with the holidays coming, right? Gingerbread, people make gingerbread cookies, which I haven't seen any that had blackstrap molasses in them. I've only seen them with regular molasses, but there's also the molasses cookies, which are, when I was looking up blackstrap molasses recipes, I saw a lot of molasses cookies on there. And that's what you're making today, correct?
I am. I'm making a traditional blackstrap molasses recipe, which I've been eating since childhood. So, well, the recipe I'm making specifically, I have not been eating since childhood, but blackstrap molasses I have been eating. So I'm a big fan of it. I think it's delicious, and it's its mineral content is through the roof. So I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, and so I'm the complete opposite. I never tried it before until today. So I am making these vegan peanut butter blackstrap molasses muffins from let's see, it's Connosaurus Veg. That's her website. I always get tongue tied when I say it. But I love her blog. She was one of the earlier blogs that I followed when I first was getting into the land of vegan. And so I found this recipe and I wanted to try it out before we met up. And so a couple of hours ago, I made, well, actually, now it's been like 3 hours ago, I guess. I made a batch and I'll show you the finished product now to see what we're making. And these have coconut on it.
Those look delicious.
And they were delicious. And I had a little reaction to them. So, which I shared with you before we hopped on. And so I'm going to do a little pivot with this version. So just a heads up, like I have rosacea and I sometimes get like just weird, I'll get like sensitive to something. And like, for example, things with sulfites, like wine, I don't drink a lot of wine. Some like white wine works better for me if I do have wine.
Okay.
So we have the same brand of blackstrap molasses. And it says that it's unsulfured, but as we were talking about before, there's still like natural sulfites in here.
Sulfate. Yep.
Yeah, so that might have been what it was. What was that?
Just like wine has. Like wine will have naturally occurring sulfites, but then often they'll add excess sulfites.
Interesting.
The same thing happens with molasses. It does have naturally occurring sulfites in it.
So that's really good to know because if somebody is sensitive to sulfites, then they can try this other version we're going to do today, which I'm going to try it with maple syrup. And I learned something from you about maple syrup about 5 minutes ago before we hit record. And there's other minerals in here. Can you share what is in maple syrup?
Yeah, so maple syrup is I feel like maple syrup and molasses are kind of tied head to head in terms of my favorite sugars to use.
Mm-hmm.
I also grew up on maple syrup. So I'm starting to tell you, I grew up on maple syrup, agave, uh, cane sugar, like pure, the dried kind, and molasses. Maple
You
syrup,
had a very good child. You had a very sweet childhood.
very sweet child. And they're all very mineral rich sugars. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Maple syrup is particularly high in manganese, whereas molasses is particularly high in iron. So each different type of sugar, it has a different flavor profile. It also has a different thickness profile. Like maple
Mm-hmm.
syrup is a little bit thinner than molasses. So they do vary in a number of ways. The flavor of maple to me is phenomenal. I love maple. I think it adds a benefit to almost everything that you that you combine it with. But I really like the flavor of molasses as well. I think it's maybe harder to get used to for people who aren't used to it, but it's definitely worth getting used to because it does have a lot of iron. But if you have a reaction to something in maple syrup or you're not used to it for some reason, it is a really good idea to switch to maple or agave, definitely. Um,
Yeah, no, that's really good to know. Yeah, and like I said, I've never tried it until today, to my knowledge. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to making this version of it and seeing how. And by the way, the flavor tasted really good. It had a really good flavor to it, and my husband really liked it. It was a great way towards the end of the work afternoon to have like some freshly baked chocolate peanut butter muffins.
Definitely. That sounds with the coconut on top sounds.
With the coconut on top, yeah. So I'm excited to get cooking with you.
Ew.
And yeah, so do you want to get started? Or we can both kind of like do things. Did you want to like get your ingredients started and then I'll get mine started?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a huge cookie fan, because obviously it's a great way to eat sweets and fats and like get that satisfaction. But I always put something healthy in. Like I kind of can't stomach the idea of just eating cookies that are like white sugar and white flour. And I think one of the reasons is I feel like there's two different types of people in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's people who live to eat and eat to live. And I'm an eat to liver. Yeah, like I eat because I have to, and because my main purpose of eating is to feel good. Like that's actually, a really important, probably the most important part of eating to me is feeling good. Whereas I know for a lot of other people, the flavor and that satisfaction is kind of what gives meaning to life.
Mm-hmm.
But for that reason, I like to eat cookies that feel good. I like to eat anything that feels good to me. So all of my food has some sort of healthy aspect. Um, so sure, I'll get started. So what we have are just basic cookie ingredients: butter, sugar, milk, flour, and kind of the rest of it. So the first thing I'll do, I'm using Earth Balance, and this has been softened out on the counter.
I love using Earth Balance. When I do use vegan butter, like that's the brand I go to.
Earth Balance is definitely like my go-to as well. And so I previously made a batch of these cookies just because they won't be ready by the time we're done. But so that's why some of my things like are already ready. Disclaimer. Um, So the first thing I'm going to do is add all of the liquid ingredients. So why don't I do this while you're um, telling me about yours? But I'm going to add butter and raw cane sugar, like granulated cane sugar, molasses, soy milk, which is my favorite milk.
I'm using also soy milk as well.
Ah, yes. I mean, I love soy. I'm a big fan of soy milk. And then I'm going to be using some vanilla extract, and I always use more than the recipe calls for because you can never have too much vanilla. And
I
it's
agree with this.
like we're like food twins. Um, so excess vanilla extract, and then I'm going to add in my baking soda and my salt and my cinnamon before I add my flour. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that, and I'll kind of be working as you explain to me your muffins.
Okay, awesome. I love how we just figure out a system of doing this together. It's so much fun. So I did a few adaptations to the recipe. I also made it oil free. I try to eat as little oil as possible right now as I'm working on some health things. So I make modifications when I can. So I replaced the coconut oil with applesauce, and it worked great. And it also adds, I think, like another additional layer of sweetness to it. And what you were saying too about cookies, like I love, especially as I'm, in my mid 40s, getting into the higher part of the 40s. I appreciate healthier cookies. So yeah, I'm all for, what I love, one of the things that really lured me into veganism at first was healthier versions of food. And then what really committed me to it was for the animals. But
Yeah.
that first gateway to veganism was just, eating better versions of comfort food, right? And so what I'm gonna do with this, so this was a relatively healthy too, but I just wanted to remove the coconut oil from it. So what I do is applesauce. So first I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients. So she has 2 cups of spelt flour in recipe, but I
Wonderful.
saw in the comments because I didn't have spelt flour and I was going to run out and buy some, but I saw someone say they use the 1-to-1 gluten free, and I had that in the cupboard. So I was like, someone used it and it worked. Why don't I use what I have? So I use this. Now I can have gluten, but I notice that I feel better when I don't eat too much of it. So, and I think also it's probably like the quality of the gluten, right? If you have like something more refined, maybe that's probably where also it would be.
It's really interesting. It's a naturally occurring complex of proteins in wheat, and gluten is like it's really nice. It's seitan, like it is a protein, so it's a great source of protein. But what it does, what it can do to some people is that, in our intestines aren't just flat and smooth like this. They actually have what's called villi. That's
Hmm.
So our intestines have a really high surface area like this for absorbing nutrients. And gluten in some people, if they have a sensitivity to that protein can come by and kind of flatten some of the villi a little bit and make
Oh,
the person not able to absorb as many nutrients, or like there isn't as much absorption going on, and then that can really mess with digestion. So that does happen to some people. Maybe that happens to you. I know that that doesn't happen to me. Like, I make whole wheat bread all the time, and one of the extra ingredients that I add to my whole wheat bread is gluten, like pure vital wheat gluten, to make it nice and
hmm.
crispy. And um, I noticed that I'm okay with that, but it depends on your body. Like, everybody's unique.
Yeah, and I think it's tied in again with the rosacea, and we've talked about it before, like inflammation and the microbiome and how all these things are connected. And since I've been vegan, and eliminating dairy, like my rosacea is like really like and not eating animal like any animal products, it really helped. Because I think when I was eating meat, it was also impacting my digestion and causing flare-ups. But what I've noticed is if I have too much of certain things, then it can start, like if I have too much coffee, too much chocolate, or if I have it like a lot, or if I have or if I have too much like gluten, if I have it here and there, it's fine. But if I'm eating it like every day, then all of a sudden I will get like a big flare up.
It sounds like you're healing though with time.
Yeah. And I think it's so so my body is in a place where I can have these things like, and when
Good.
I had the fact that I had the reaction that I had
Hmm.
and it like went away and like I don't have like bumps on my face, like I feel like, maybe, yeah, that maybe that's a sign that things have healed up more.
And will continue to heal because I think that the strongest indicator of a healthy person is a resilient person.
Mm.
Person who can handle, like, not that we should just smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and, eat candy all the time, but a good indicator of somebody who's healthy is somebody who can take things that are less healthy and still feel okay doing them.
Yeah, exactly. And I eat pretty much quality versions of these things. So you're going to see in a minute that like the brands of stuff that I use are relatively good quality. So what I'm going to add, and I'll continue talking in a minute, but I just wanted to add this other stuff. So to the flour, just to save some time earlier, this is 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar,
Ooh.
2 teaspoons of baking powder. So she has in her recipe 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, and a quarter teaspoon of ground cloves. Well, I didn't have nutmeg or cloves, but I had pumpkin pie spice,
I'm gonna say that's such a
which
good idea.
I love anyway. So I did a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And I mixed that in here. Now, her recipe has a half a teaspoon of salt. I keep the salt out because right now I'm eating low sodium. So I just left the sodium out, the salt, and it tasted just as fine. I just need to grab a fork and a spoon. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, you do that. I really want to show off my hand mixer.
But
I love a hand mixer. I find these things so useful.
yeah, sometimes you don't want a big bulky mixer. You just want like something that can just
Yeah,
get the job done.
exactly. And this recipe doesn't necessarily even call for like hand mixing it like this, but I make
Hmm.
all my liquids like this, and then all of my um baked goods come out like just with such a great texture. Oh, so this thing is, I feel like a secret to good mixing.
Nice. Yeah, and I feel like when you do that, it really has an opportunity to really whip everything together well. So I'm just mixing this all up with a fork. And then I'm going to set that aside and mix the wet ingredients in a separate bowl. And then you combine it into the dry
Okay,
ingredients. So,
that's a good idea. I'm doing like the liquid first, and then I just add the dry to the cookies.
oh, okay. Nice. So it needs a 1 1/3 cup of soy milk that I have here. And this is a 1/3 cup of creamy natural peanut butter. So the grocery store I went to, they have their own brand of freshly ground almond butter and freshly ground peanut butter. And I just buy that because it's so good. Like so much better for you. You don't need preservatives, you don't need palm oil, like just freshly ground nuts.
Do
I
they
love
have the grinder in the store?
I didn't see the grinder in the store, but they have it already. Like, so if you go to the peanut butter and jelly aisle, they have their own pre-ground nut butters.
I
So I'm
love
adding that here. See, and that's like the quality ingredients, right? Because not all peanut butters are created equal, right? Like a lot of the brand names, they have a lot of added sugar, some have corn syrup in them, right? Preservatives, and you don't need all that stuff at all.
No, just because people don't like how peanut butter separates, but honestly, like you just get used to it.
Yeah,
It's
and this one didn't like separate at all. It was just ground up nicely and it didn't like separate. So that was like a bonus. All right, now to the liquids, I'm going to add a quarter cup of maple syrup
yum.
instead of the blackstrap molasses.
Well, you will be getting your dose of manganese then.
Yes, I like it. I'm eating, if I can justify getting my minerals by eating muffins, then I'm a very happy person.
And I'm getting my dose of iron, so everybody's happy.
Well, I'm gonna let my husband, he can have that whole other batch for himself.
Yeah.
And then instead of a quarter cup of coconut oil, I'm adding a quarter cup of unsweetened applesauce into the mixture.
You know what I do sometimes when I'm making cakes? I will make my own, applesauce, is so easy to make. I make my own like the night before, the day before. You just cook apples in water,
Mm-hmm.
put it in the blender, and then I make the cake with homemade applesauce.
Ooh,
Honestly, they're so ridiculous. Because
that's a good idea because it really is easy to make, and if you make it the night before.
then it's nice and cold and solidified by the time you make your cake. That's the
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I just buy like the jars of it, but I mean nothing tops fresh. And like right now, apple picking is really big where I live. Everyone's like apple picking.
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, you should. When next time you come to this area and it's like during apple picking season.
Oh, well, sneak preview. I mean, I'm coming in November, so we have to get together.
Yeah, I wanted. Yes, I wanted to. Well, we'll talk about that afterwards because I would love to coordinate and see you. It'd be wonderful to actually like hang out in person.
That would be fun. So I know you're not using coconut oil, but I use coconut oil and I love to spread, like that's what I use to spread on my stainless steel. So I just want to make a note that I also don't use nonstick, anything nonstick.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm using like this stainless steel baking sheet and I like slather it with coconut oil.
So
And that,
when I make like pancakes, I'll put a little bit of coconut oil. Like I'll use it sparingly for certain things. So like for I'll put and you don't need a lot, like just a little and spread it around the pan and it keeps the pan, like I feel like I'm not consuming really that much oil. It's just like to coat the pan just to like
yeah, okay.
and this calls for 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, but you know what? I followed it to the T last recipe, but I'm putting in 2 teaspoons because, like
Oh,
you were saying before, you can never have too much vanilla extract.
and not have too much.
So
Vanilla.
these are all the wet ingredients, and I'm just gonna blend them all together. The peanut butter is starting to, get mix in with the soy milk mixture. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna mix that for like a minute here, smush out the globs of peanut butter. Um,
And I'm at the stage of making my cookie balls, and these are good. I'm going to flatten out with a fork when
oh,
they're
nice. I remember
so.
my mom would make peanut butter cookies, and my job was to flatten them with the fork.
Yes, mine too. Mine too. So I love to do that with molasses cookies because it makes the texture so chewy. Like,
Oh, is that why when you do the fork print, it helps with like chewiness?
yes. Like, okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna give you a free secret. Squishing cookies makes them chewy. Like,
oh.
I found this out and it was life changing.
And I love squishing cookie dough.
Yeah,
It's very therapeutic. While
it's
you're doing that, I'm gonna pour. So this is a dry mixture and this is the wet mixture, and I'm just gonna pour them in here. And now I'm just going to mix it up like a batter. And then once I get that all blended, I got chocolate chunks. And have you ever used this brand, Enjoy Life?
I don't think so.
These are out free from 14 allergens, and they're vegan and a whole bunch of other safety measures with them. So they're great if you're a household where there's like peanut allergies, dairy sesame allergies. Like they have a whole list of potential allergies so that they try to keep this, that they do keep it safe from. So I like to use Enjoy Life, and they
Wonderful.
have like mini chocolate chips, regular, but I went all out and got the chunks.
Oh, well, speaking of that, let me show you what I'm going to do. So, I don't know, have we talked about this before? I'm like not a chocolate fan. I
Oh,
don't
I didn't know that.
know, and I feel almost ashamed to admit it because everybody like, and there's nothing wrong with chocolate, and I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it sometimes, but I'm not like one of those people who loves chocolate. But I did make this chocolate. I melted down a big block of semi-sweet, just like pure chocolate, like cacao and cocoa butter, and I think soy lecithin.
Mm-hmm.
And I melted this down in a pot with water and cane sugar and secret ingredient, pure vanilla extract. And so now I have this kind of semi-solid chocolate.
Ooh, it looks so good from here.
It is delicious. And I'm going to put a little bit on a couple of cookies because the people in my household do love chocolate. So I cannot deny them just because I'm not a fan of it.
Well, that's nice that you're being considerate of everyone else. And that just goes to show, like I little bit of different but same type of thing is I'm the only vegan in my household, but there's still ways for people to like adapt with different tastes and foods, and people can there's always a way.
There's always a way, exactly.
So I
Exactly.
just mixed this with a fork. As you can see, it kind of looks like pancake batter. And now I'm going to fold in these chocolate chunks
Um,
and mix those in. And then what I like to use is I have this silicone muffin pan,
oh, I love those.
and it just pushes them right out easily. I mean, you have to let it cool. So when I made this earlier, I used a quarter cup scoop, and a quarter cup scoop filled all 12 of the muffin tins. So
Got
that's
it.
what I'm doing right now. I'm just taking a quarter cup and plopping it in there.
Yeah. So I'm going to, this might sound crazy, but I'm going to salt the top of my molasses cookies.
Oh, okay. Well, I know salt brings out flavor in like different things, right? Like it counteracts the sweetness.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had Uncle Eddie's cookies?
No.
I don't know if they make them anymore. I used to have them at from Trader Joe's,
Mm-hmm.
and this company Uncle Eddie's sold, I think it was from Trader Joe's, it was somewhere, maybe it was from Whole Foods, I don't remember. The sweet and salty chocolate chip cookie that was
Ooh.
so beyond this world. And that's when I learned that you can put salt on cookies and they're so much better salted.
I've had like the salted caramel chocolate chip kind. Like there's like some coffee shops I've been to that have had like veganized versions with like the salt on top, and it like flaked sea salt.
Yes. Yeah. If I had flaky sea salt, I would, but I don't have that now. So I just also sprinkled on them some extra cane sugar.
Okay.
So my cookies are ready to go in the oven for 20 minutes. And
Awesome. And my muffins. are almost ready to go in. I have one more ingredient that I'm going to put on top. I just need to grab a napkin because I managed to get batter everywhere on my muffin tin here. Okay, so the last ingredient is coconut flakes.
Yum. So you use
It's
coconut sugar and coconut flakes.
what's that?
So you used coconut sugar and coconut flakes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So these are going to be nice and coconutty.
Yeah, I love coconut stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, it says in here 2 tablespoons of shredded coconut option. I don't measure it. I just take from the bag and just sprinkle it on top like I am right here. Doing the best I can with my production value here. It's fun cooking through Zoom, though. I find it's really fun just hanging out, chatting. And I always learn new things from you because nutrition is so overwhelming. And whenever I've had you on as a guest, I always feel like you've simplified whatever the topic is we're talking about. I always feel like you simplified it for me and helped me understand it better.
You are a sponge too, I've realized. Like, I mean, you just absorb and retain. It's amazing. So it's really nice to see you making all of these healthy recipes.
Yeah, thank you. And so there we go. And it's going to go in the oven for 22 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. Oh, so same with mine.
Oh, okay, great.
50.
And then I'm going to include all the recipes um in the notes below this video as well. And then I can also we can, if you send me some pictures and I'll take some pictures and I can, through the magic of editing, put it at the end of this video as well so people can see what the final product is. But we also pre-baked.
Yes. This is a real production TV here.
Yeah, I know. We're ready for the big time. Those look amazing. And then these are the ones with the molasses that my husband gets to have all to himself.
Right. So you don't get to try yours right now. But
Right, but I'm going, what I'll do is maybe at the when I edit this video, that looks really good. I will do my own trial with it, record myself trying it, and letting everyone know how they came out. So unfortunately, you won't be with me in that moment.
that'll be a shame.
But
Mine though?
yeah, try it.
Okay, let's see. I mean, not like I haven't had this before. Oh,
Oh, that like the perfect cookie snapping apart from cookie. It looks so good.
mm-hmm. Wow.
I wish
So
we could trade through there and maybe I wouldn't react to your cookies. I don't know.
I know, I wish we could trade too. I have been obsessed with these cookies because I have been making them a lot in order to, get a good amount of iron. And wow.
I had a quite, would those be good with like some vegan vanilla ice cream, like in between?
Yes. They
I love a good cookie ice cream sandwich.
wow. I mean, I think they're good on their own too. Yeah, anything you want to put it with. I'm very satisfied.
Those look really good. And it's a nice addition for the holidays, like for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, all the different holidays. It's a great, I feel like those kinds of cookies like fits the season as well.
Definitely. And you can like kind of change up the spices. Like I just used cinnamon, but you can put ginger, pumpkin spice, like literally anything to make it more holiday and festive. You can put any
Mm-hmm.
spices, but I stuck to cinnamon today, but you know what? Pumpkin spice sounds really, really good. I could do that in the future.
That sounds really, really good. And you know what? Maybe I'll try your cookie recipe, but with maple syrup instead.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you definitely should. And with your pumpkin spice.
And I need to make your soup. I think I need to make your soup and have the cookies for dessert, and that would be like the perfect meal.
That would be the absolute perfect meal. Yes.
Well, this was so much fun. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to share or promote with viewers as also and also let people know where to find you?
Oh yeah. So, all of our videos, I put them on my website. I
Oh,
have
nice.
a page on my website called Media, I think, and it's pretty much filled with our videos.
Oh,
So,
fun.
yeah, so everybody can go there and they can see our previous interviews. We've done interviews on microbiome health, micronutrient health, like vitamins and minerals. We've done cooking before, so this one will soon be on the website as well.
Awesome. And if you ever want to come back and cook, I feel like we should do quarterly cooking. What do you think?
I think so too. There's so many, like actually, I just made today. Should I run and get it? Let me show you.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. I feel like we need to make this because as I was making this today, I was thinking about you because of minerals, right? Today's theme is kind of minerals, and I made so much nori. I
Oh
sorry,
my God, that looks so good.
so many avocado rolls with nori.
I love it's so fun. I have a funny story to tell you. So when we get sushi out, I get these mango avocado rolls. And the mango and the avocado together are so good. It's my favorite. I'll get like three. If I'm really hungry, I'll get like four of them. But usually I get like three of them. So whenever we call, we'll start the order with that. They instantly know it's us.
Instantly know exactly.
Yeah, she's always like, "Oh, I know who you are."
I got you. I got you.
And then my husband always gets the same thing that he gets, and she's like, and she just always confirms it, and we're like, "Yep."
Well, making avocado rolls or any kind of roll at home is so easy. Like I use, nori is filled with minerals. It's filled with trace minerals because it's a seaweed, right? So it has all of that salts from the ocean. And when I say salts, I mean all of the types of salts, not just sodium. And I use brown rice. And
Mm.
with pretty much anything. I put tofu, just avocado. Oh, I made pickled radishes and I put pickled radishes in here. I mean, these things can really be a full meal, just like a poke bowl too. So every
I've always wanted to make those. I've never made it, so maybe next time.
that's what we have to do. Yes, we absolutely. And I don't
Brown.
older. I'm so lazy when it comes to things.
So you don't need the roller for it?
I don't know how to use a roller. I've never used one. I just roll it with
Oh, I see. I thought I had to buy one. Oh my goodness, even better. So you know what? You can teach us how. I will buy the ingredients, and then you can give a nori lesson.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I don't use any tools, that's for
Gets
sure.
the job done. And I feel like too, when you can, one of my missions is to show others that you can eat healthy and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I feel like there's so many platforms out there that make it harder than it needs to be. And I mean, the food is great. And sometimes I utilize some of those recipes, but during the week, if you just want healthy food and you want to feed your family or just feed yourself or make food for work and you're always on the go,
Mhm.
right? Like if healthy food feels difficult, then you don't bother. But if you can make healthy meals without it being, not needing special tools and just, and that looks amazing. I thought I needed a roller.
And no, you don't need a roller. And this is why I keep them in rolls too, because like when I eat this tomorrow when I'm busy, I'm working all day, I don't cut it and like use chopsticks to eat it. I eat it like a sushi burrito
Oh,
because
I
that
love that. Oh my, I want to make sushi burritos.
I mean that's essentially what this is. They're just not really fat. But yeah, the easier the better. Like this is healthy, it's brown rice, it's nori, it's fresh avocado from the reason why I made them is because we have too many avocados. The tree is like dumping all of the avocados, and when you walk, you can slip like their banana peels.
Oh my, I'm so jealous that you have an avocado tree.
I know, believe it or not, too, you can actually like get sick of avocados. But yeah,
I guess I'm sure I should trade you apples for avocados. Have you ever gone apple picking?
I have, because
Those are the best tasting apples.
oh my God, New England. I will, in November, are there going to be apples?
Probably not. I think it usually winds down end of October. I'm gonna take a quick look. When does apple picking season end?
Because there is no apple like a New England apple.
I've never gone apple picking there before in New England.
I guess you're not in New England, are you? You're kind of,
No, but in New York, I've done it in New York and New
oh,
Jersey.
it's like kind of the same. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
in,
they're all same difference.
in general,
Northeast
yeah,
United States.
exactly.
Let's see, when does apple picking season end? Late October or early November. So I think you're just gonna miss it.
Bummer. So that would be,
Next time though.
yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, we should make sushi rolls. I mean,
I love that idea. Yes, definitely. Let's do that. And I think it'd be fun to do like a quarterly cooking together.
I think so too. I mean, I'm here for it. So,
Awesome. Yeah, I always have the best time hanging out with you. And Marina, where can people find? I can't remember if you mentioned your website already. And I'll also have the link below.
that's right. So my website is microbialfuturenutrition.com. And I have a blog there. Like I said, I have a media page that has all of our videos. Plus a couple more. There's the Did You Bring the Hummus podcast on there? Like it's all there. And I started an Instagram, so I probably shouldn't mention it because it's not, I mean, it's not really anything, but I'm trying with it.
You know what? It's hard to be consistent on all these platforms. Like I want to do more cooking reels and put them on Instagram, but I haven't. But I have like reels of all the shows that I've done. Like I'll do like a 90-second reel of any interviews I do, plus what me and Kimberly do on that vegan morning show, and I'll always post those there. Sometimes I have recipes, but my goal is to start doing more of that content. I also created a TikTok page. There's nothing happening on there.
Good for you. Good for
Finally
you.
did it. A coach told me, suggested, it gave me the challenge to try TikTok because I've been avoiding it. But I feel like it's a great, and I can also repurpose things on Instagram. So I've been busy taking a certification course. So I've been really busy with that. But once that's all done, I want to really do more cooking videos because I love cooking and sharing recipes
Yeah,
and
it's a double hitter too, because you're gonna be cooking anyway.
right. It kind of knocks out dinner for me at the same time, right? Oh, my muffins are going to come out in 45 seconds. Boy, that was a very quick 22 minutes.
Mine are done. Oh, yeah, mine are done as well. So let's
I'm going to go grab my oven mitts. But I know it's going to need to cool off.
they're perfect.
Oh, those look so good. Mine's going to beep in 20 seconds here.
I'm very happy. I love cookies too because you kind of can't go wrong. I feel like cookies are very forgiving.
They really are. And if you don't like how they taste, you can just put ice cream on them. That's kind of my solution to me. Just put a scoop of ice cream on it.
So true. That is so true.
All right, let's see how these came out.
Yeah, you had a bigger challenge tonight because muffins, I think, are because they have to rise, are a more challenging food to make.
You know what? This is going to have to cook a little bit longer with the maple syrup.
It is,
So I'm going to put that in for another 5 minutes.
yeah, it's more liquidy, so I can see.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to play around with that. And then at the end, I'll do a little ending and let everybody know how I made out with those.
Well, let's clean up, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again. I'm going to stop recording. We can chat for a minute before saying goodbye for real. But Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you had fun hanging out with us. I certainly had fun hanging out with Marina. I always do. And we'll be back another time cooking, probably making nori rolls.
Yeah, this has been fun. I love sharing how to do like food in a little bit more of a healthy way. And I know that I use a lot of fat, a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, but I feel like there are a little bit better versions. But I use the same quantities. And I do use gluten flour. But any substitutions that anybody wants to do, like that's the creativity of baking and cooking. Like you do what works for you.
Absolutely. And that's right. Everyone's just got different needs and yeah, just healthy. And I love too with cooking with you, like I learn other nutrition facts that I wouldn't have known otherwise. So I feel like I get additional information that I wouldn't get. Like I didn't know about maple syrup, so having any minerals. So
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you learned that. So you can eat it, you can use it and like feel good about it.
exactly. I'm eating muffins that are good for me. What was the mineral that you said that was in it again?
Manganese.
Manganese. All right. So yes, I'm going to supplement myself with manganese by eating these chocolate peanut butter muffins.
Exactly, exactly.
Works for me. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, so the muffins are done. They are lighter in color than the ones made with the blackstrap molasses. So these are the ones with the molasses. And these are the ones I made with the maple syrup, and I haven't tasted it yet. So let's see how it tastes. Mmm. These are also very tasty. Highly recommend. So if you don't have molasses or don't want to use molasses and you want to do the maple syrup, that is a tasty substitute. I just needed to bake it for 5 extra minutes. So the ones with the molasses I baked for 22 minutes, and the ones with the maple syrup I baked for 27 minutes. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye.